Everyone wants to be healthy, but how can you know your overall health status without going and getting a bunch of invasive testing done? Easy, with heart rate variability. Hi everyone, Floyd Meyer here, and today we're going to be talking about some really awesome technology, and that is heart rate variability, or HRV for short. So heart rate variability is going to be the measurement of the difference between your heartbeats. So you can imagine here, this is what a normal EKG is going to look like. You can imagine this is one heartbeat and this is the second heartbeat. So this interval in between these two heartbeats should actually vary depending on how healthy you are and your overall health status. And this is where the measurement of HRV comes from. So you may be thinking that if you had a heartbeat, say at 60 beats per minute, that you would have one heartbeat each second, and then that would add up to the 60 beats in the minute. But in actuality, if you are a healthy individual, there should be quite a lot of difference between the time between each of these heartbeats. So you would have one heartbeat, and then 1.4 seconds later, you'd have another heartbeat, and then 0.7 seconds later, you'd have another heartbeat, and then 1.5, and then 0.9. So there would be this variability in between your heartbeats instead of just having that one heartbeat every second. And this is the sign of your overall health status and how healthy your nervous system is. So let's look at an example just to make this a little bit more clear. I want you guys to imagine we have a very sick individual. They're elderly, they're obese, they have, some heart disease, and they're dealing with some pneumonia. So if you measured this person's heart rate variability, their heart rate variability score would be extremely low. So because they're in such an unhealthy state. And they're going to have a very regular beat. So each beat is going to come at about the same time, almost exactly the same time. And that is going to be a sign that their nervous system and their overall health status is being very drained, it's very depleted and low. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. So say we have a very healthy young athlete. This person is very smart, so they are prioritizing their recovery. They are making sure to get enough sleep. They're eating well. They're not overtraining. They're not doing, working out 3 times a day and not getting enough recovery. This person is really prioritizing their recovery. If you took this person's HRV score and you looked at them, then they would have a very high score because their overall nervous system is going to be very robust. They're going to be very able to deal with any type of different stressors, and their overall health status is going to be very, very high. So this person is going to have a very high HRV, and that is what you guys are going to be wanting to get. So notice that in the first example, the person was extremely stressed, and that's where these HRV measurements, this is where the magic really comes in. So when you're measuring your HRV, you can actually get a lot of data, and this data is going to be reflective of your autonomic nervous system or your overall nervous system. So your autonomic nervous system is what's running back behind the scenes to control all of the things that you do. And your autonomic nervous system is going to be broken up into 2 different parts. So you're going to have your SNS, which is your sympathetic nervous system or your fight or flight nervous system. And then you're going to have your PNS, which is your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest, digest, heal, restore, that part of your nervous system. So these 2 parts of your autonomic nervous system are going to be controlling your heartbeat. And the stronger these parts of your nervous system are, the more variability in your heartbeats you're going to have. So if you have a very robust autonomic nervous system, a very strong nervous system because you're healthy, you're getting enough sleep, you're not overstressed, then that means that this interval between beats is going to be more variable and you're going to have more heart rate variability. And so it can be reflective of your overall nervous system health, which can be a reflection of your overall health status, because it's going to be very unlikely that your nervous system is just extremely down, extremely drained, and that's going to not be reflective of your overall health status. So that's where this type of measurement can become very, very useful, is because you can determine, are you overstressed? And stress can come from either physical stress, like exercising too much, or it can come from mental stress, like, your job, your boss, family problems, personal problems. All of those things can impact your nervous system. And then definitely things like recovery. So not getting enough sleep, making sure that you are taking care of yourself, doing down regulation, things like that, and trying to enhance your overall sympathetic nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system. These things are going to be reflective of your HRV. And so that's where this kind of testing can become very, very useful, especially for, without having to go get some extremely invasive test. You can determine how is your nervous system working, how is your overall health status looking, and you can do this from day to day very, very quickly. So that's why I am so excited to be talking more about this. And we are going to be diving much more. I wanted to give you guys just a quick overview of what HRV testing is, how are we getting these numbers. Next time I'm going to be diving much more deep into, what are the measurements, how do you actually measure it. Luckily, it's very easy to measure. All you need is an app, and you can get like a simple chest strap like this, which is a Bluetooth monitor, which are generally very cheap. And so we will be going over much more of that later. So make sure that you guys subscribe, make sure that you're following, because these next couple weeks I'm going to be diving much more into how to actually measure your heart rate variability. And then we're going to be going over different steps that you can take to increase your heart rate variability and improve your overall health status. So I hope this has been helpful. If you guys have any questions about heart rate variability, what it's testing, how you test it, just make sure to leave it down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help out. So again, this is Floyd Meyer signing off.